I'm going to start my May shade container tour right here on my back patio in front of the French doors. I have these two containers here and they get a little bit of sun each day. They tend to like it so far. However, we've had tons of thunderstorms and I'm actually trying to get this filmed in between another thunderstorm on the way. So that has been the delay on getting some videos out. Lots of rain. All right, so in these containers, I put some sweet alyssum in here just to see how it does. So far, it's doing okay. 2 wax begonias, and they've kind of lost their bright pink coloring. I think just waterlogged, I hope. So I'm hoping that that comes back. And right in the middle, there's some nasturtium. I had forgotten I had put nasturtium seeds down in these pots before I planted them. So I'm just letting those come up to see if they will bloom. And then I put one of Monrovia's Creepin' Jenny. It's called Goldie. And I love this plant. I'm obsessed. I think it's just gorgeous. And the one over there is the same combination. And it has the same nasturtiums coming up right in the same spot. Isn't that wild? But the begonias are just beautiful in these. I love these containers. This alyssum is not quite as bright, but it was just a test. We'll see. And yeah, I just love this combination with the Creepin' Jenny and the begonias. Oh, and I love the pink. Okay, I'm stepping back here trying to keep my reflection out of the doors just so you can see how those look right there. All right, and then I'm going to move right here. This is another shade container right here, and it's just full of the Monrovia Goldie Creepin' Jenny, my little ladybug. So I had an extra plant and I just put it in there, and oh, it's happy. So pretty. Beside this little container of the Creepin' Jenny, I have my lady. And she has a Boston fern in her. I planted this last year and overwintered it inside. Right inside the French doors there, as a matter of fact. And I cut her all the way back. I need to come back in and get some more of the dead stuff. But there she is with her hair and all her glory. And that should fill back in really nicely. All right, and I'm going to move off of the patio into the secret garden back there. But I just wanted to throw this in real quick, just in case these aren't doing well when the sun comes out. I'm doing my sun containers separate because I would love for the sun to be out for that tour. But look at the nasturtiums blooming in here with the petunias. I'll also put all kinds of nasturtium seeds in this pot. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, little detour. Let's move on to the shade containers in the secret garden. Okay, the first container up here in the secret garden is this little container here of white impatiens on this table. It got knocked over. It was way over there in the grass over here. And it looks like it's bouncing back just fine. It's doing well. I love it. I love this little pop of white right here on the table. Okay. Now we're going to move on. Have some shade containers in this hosta bed right back here. All right, in the bird cage, I have white impatiens again, a repeat of those. I think that looks so pretty. And some English ivy. Yeah, hopefully those will do great together. All right, and then I have 3 more in this same bed with the bird cage, 3 more shade containers. And they're right over here. All right, so right here in the big container is a weeping lace leaf Japanese maple. I love this tree. She's gorgeous. Underneath the lace leaf Japanese maple are heucheras. And I don't know what the bigger ones are called. They were just in a nursery can and said coral bells. So I don't know, but I love the coloring of them. But right in the middle right there, that's called Delta Dawn. And it wasn't doing well, as you can see. So I'm hoping it can do well up in this pot. But I do see some weeds that are trying to grow in here. And then I need to clip that off of the trunk. I want to keep the trunk nice and tidy. And then right here in front of this pot, I have white impatiens in both of these pots. And then I also have in both pots, I moved my spearmint heucheras up in these pots because they weren't doing well in the ground. So So crossing my fingers, they like being in these pots. All right, so we're gonna move on to, there's 2 more shade containers here in the secret garden. And then the last 2 in the secret garden underneath this magnolia tree that's blooming out. Are these 2 guys. And they are coming right along. Okay, we'll just start with this pitiful one in the back. That pitiful one is a pink dragon wing begonia I got on clearance last year from Lowe's. It's starting to green out and flush out with leaves. I overwintered it inside. It did fantastic, and brought it out here, and it was like, wait, hold up, and it dropped all its leaves, so it's trying to come back. But inside we tucked in a torchlight coleus. So I think that's gonna be pretty to grow up with the pink begonia. Yeah, I think that's going to look really good together. So once that begonia flushes out, and then in here is my whimsical container. I love this one. This in the back, the Thriller, is a ZZ plant. Then we have escargot begonia for the spiller. Look at the whimsy on that. And then I have dragon wing red angel wing begonia for the filler. I'm going to interject here and say, please don't mind the weeds and the mess. It's really hard to clean up with the storms. It's just, there's no getting to it. So I've got a lot to do once I get some good weather. But another storm, like I said, is upon us. But it looks like something's been eating on this. That's what I was noticing. So send me good vibes that the critters stop snacking on my plants. Downward look at these guys. That's how they look. And see, oh, my pots are dirty. I gotta wash those off from the storms. But I need to make a little detour over to the pool gazebo over there because I forgot about a plant. I almost forgot about this fella, and it's totally a shade container. All right, this is a fern I've had for quite a few years now, and I do not know what the fern is called, but it absolutely loves this container, and it loves its life on this table right here. I set it out on the table in the secret garden last year, where I have that little container of white impatiens this year. It did just as well, but this is its happy place right here for sure. So I cut this all the way back. It also overwintered inside with all the other ferns. I mean, I cut it way down because it's a vigorous grower and it loved being inside. But cut it way down again before I brought it out, and it's just flushed right back out yet again. Has a new stem poking up there. So, all right, so there's that one. Okay, the wind is really starting to pick up. I'm going to have to speed this little tour up because another thunderstorm is on the way. We're loving the rain though. We're loving it, even though it's delaying some of my videos. But on this side, coming out of the secret garden in front of the garage, I have these 2 shade containers, and they are full of the same things in each. And looks like something's been eating on that. So I'm gonna have to spray that. Right here is the same thing. We'll come over here to see how these guys look. So I'm gonna have to give them a spray with some neem oil, it looks like. This one's not quite as bad, but something's surely been chomping on it. So yes, so for the Thriller in the back, the Newly Noir Coleus, which I think is gonna be so pretty off of this light colored brick on our house. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The spiller is the Chocolate Drop Coleus and the Creepin' Jenny. She's trying to come out of there. And the Surefire Rose Begonia right in there as the filler. So there's those containers. Let me step back a bit and you'll see some containers that are going in the pool area. And Miss Ellie, I haven't been able to do it. Ooh, looks like the sun's trying to come out just a little bit. Yeah, there those are. Let's get them both in the shot. Let me back up without tripping, hopefully. There we go. There they are. Okay, moving on. Okay, and then on this side of the garden shed, I have 2 shade containers. And they are filled with white begonias, beacon orange impatiens, and glacier ivy. So they're so pretty. I love these. They're doing so well. I'm so pleased. They're happy plants. Happy, happy plants. I can't wait to see how these really fill out over the season. And this one is the same. We'll just take a look at it. They're both doing well. More nasturtiums. Shocker. Oh, one's blooming in here. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. Let me get back to that focus. I think so. Yeah, these are so pretty. And those beacon orange impatiens are so pretty to me. I need to come clean up the begonias just a little bit. But again, it's rained so much. Hadn't been able to do anything out here. When I'm not working, it's raining, so it's really tough. Okay, I just stepped back a bit so you could see them again, and this will lead us to the last of the shade containers, which are right up there on the front porch. All right, then lastly, we're going to do this area here, which is the front porch and the shade containers in here. This is another Boston fern that I overwintered inside. Over the winter, I planted it last year, and this was a happy fern. It's set over here, so I'm probably going to move it back in that spot again, but I brought it out. I cut this one back as well, so it's flushed out, but I do need to get some more of the dead out of it, and it's going to be a happy fern again this year, I'm sure of it. Okay, and then back here in these pots with my faux spiral boxwoods, because I kept killing the boxwoods. So anyway, this is covered. I consider this whole area to be indoor, right? Because it's covered. It just has like live ivy. And these pots are English ivy, and it's doing so well. The ivy I had in here last year, it didn't make it, so I planted this in here. These were just little nursery containers, you guys. I planted this last month, and it's doing so well. Looks glorious. I've had ivy in these before, but when we sold our other house and moved into the rental, the ivy hated that move and it completely died. So I just cannot wait for this to fill out and be gorgeous again, because it was such gorgeous ivy. It was all the way down the containers. Just beautiful. Well, this is a good stopping point right here at the front porch before the storms catch up with us. So hopefully the sun will come out for me this weekend and I can get the sun container tour filmed. But I can't wait to see how all of these shade containers look come June. That's why I love capturing these videos, and then I get the joy of also sharing it with you. So let me get in out of this weather. I'm loving the rain. Thank you so much for watching and adding color to my world. Hello, Miss Ellie. Are you loving this breeze? Ellie B. What is it? Is Daddy home? I don't see it.